everyone. Welcome to the Magical Witchy World TV. I am Starr RavenHawk.
And I am Rhonda Alin. Welcome back, everyone. Happy
Yes.
Friday.
Yeah. And now on with the show.
On with the show.
It's a magical, witchy world. It's a magical, witchy world.
As
Yes,
always, I want to always say that we love our theme song. It
yes,
was written and sung by Fred Scarf of Dark Moon Spirit, and we always want to thank him for doing that with us.
yes,
He literally wrote the words and everything, created it for our show. So we are greatly appreciative of that.
absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Fred. Love it.
Yeah. So tonight we are doing our holiday show, closing out the year because we will not be back until January. We're exhausted, we have to admit. We all have
Yes,
the different holiday things going on. So on the Magical Ritual TV tonight, we're going to do the before you, the winter solstice, and everything that we want to kind of bring, or anything that we feel towards the inward pull towards us. We are going to center on reflection,
yes,
darkness, and other magical ideas for tonight. Okay.
yes.
So, Rhonda, what are you beginning with?
I think one of the biggest themes and one of the biggest things that we all deal with during this time, anyone sitting north of the equator in the northern hemisphere deals with the darkness. And that's one of the biggest themes or one of the challenges because, we have people who deal with the what do they call it? They have that seasonal disorder where the darkness really brings on depression and sadness and all of this.
Right, right.
Well, those are things that are sort of organic or outside the realm of immediate quick, I don't want to say quick, but immediate, I can handle this on my own. Sometimes you
Yeah,
need additional assistance or support
right.
with those, but dealing with just the energy of darkness as magical practitioners, this takes us to this question of what is darkness? How do we create or how do we respect the sacredness of it? What is our own experience with it? Why is it necessary to integrate our own story within ourselves? And how do we acknowledge that darkness is not something that needs to be quote unquote fixed, like,
Yeah,
sitting in the dark, that idea
yeah,
of darkness is not something to be fixed. And I know for myself, and then I'm going to ask you, Star, your own experiences when for myself, I have had, and I'm in my 60s, my early 60s, but it has been a challenge for me to really grow comfortable with not just the darkness, but the cold. Being in the northern states, we have
mm,
cold and winter and ice and snow and all of these things. And seasonally, I'm not a huge fan of being cold and dealing with snow and ice and all of that. So I had to really sit back and allow myself or question myself to say, okay, what are you rebelling against? Why are water presents itself in many ways, and this is one way as in its
yeah,
frozen
exactly.
form. So how can I really embrace or learn to value or appreciate those things, and in turn value and appreciate that period of darkness where our
Right,
hours of daylight are so short. um, I actually love this time of year at this point. I love going from Samhain, where our year is at its end, through this period that I don't want to call it a void, but between the year's end and the light returning at Yule, we
mm,
have weeks of this in between state, which is sometimes where I call this is the part where we really get to decompose,
right,
okay, before we begin to compose ourselves anew at Yule. So this is really the deep, deep going within. But yeah, it took me a long time to get to that feel where this is. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with sitting with the dark and being quiet and being still and allowing the quote unquote weight of it all to sit with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Tell me about your
Actually, I
experiences
I
with
don't
it.
I don't mind the cold. I like all the seasons, but
Mm,
I don't mind the cold at all because I have lupus, so I'm allergic to the sun. I
mm,
love the sun, but the sun doesn't love my skin very much, so I burn very easily. Um, so it's not always the best for me.
mm. Yeah.
So for me, I actually don't mind it.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
actually, I think as I get older, I'm kind of like embracing the fact that, gee, it's still dark out. I'm okay with that, and I go back to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yes. Yes.
So that sometimes I know I have to be up and out by 7:30 in the morning for therapy, and I have a hard time getting up because I'm like, but it's still dark out. Why can't I just back under the covers?
Yes.
I actually like that. I don't mind. I think I'm in the hibernation mode of like, I like you said, there's nothing to fix about it.
Right.
Something that
Right.
we need to learn to embrace as part of, just like with anything else that we do in life. From new birth, we have to go through that death period of like, replenishing and becoming better for ourselves, so that when we come out of the darkness, because everything, even with children, when they're born, they're in our womb, right? uh
Yes.
in the darkness, and then when they come out, they're not very happy. They're like, put me back in, put me
Yes.
back, kind of a thing.
Exactly.
I love being in the dark in there, you know.
Yes.
So it all depends on how people take it, because depending, I think as babies when they come out, because people have actually said, doctors have actually said, and midwives, that the babies look like they actually want to go back in,
And see?
like they don't want to come back out. And it's just like, you gotta wonder, what is it that we found that was so great in there, that we didn't
Right.
want to come out of the darkness, we wanted to get into the to the light.
Right.
And we didn't want to come into the light, and when we get into the light, that's all we're taught, that the light is better for us, or that we will shine better in the light. I think
Yeah.
it's a matter of resetting us. We come out, we were in the womb for that 9 months or 8 months or whatever it is,
Mhm.
and hibernating and enjoying that, the
Mhm.
comfort
Mhm.
in there. And then we come out, and then we have being taught by adults outside that it's the opposite around, that's better, uh,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
everything like that. And then we kind of grow into that all of our lives. And you kind of have to wonder, like, as we get older, we kind of go back into the state of like, you know what? I don't mind the dark.
Right.
Oh, and we go
Absolutely.
back. So I think, but you're right. There are people who, for them, it's depressing.
Mhm.
They do go through deep depression in the winter time or in the darker times. And I think people need to, instead of thinking of it in that depressive kind of form, think of
Mhm.
it as hibernating so you can do your rebirth, or think of it
Yeah.
as an ancestral worship to do your shadow work, or different things that you can do, so that in the new year, when you go past you can come forward and do that rebirth of yourself, and kind of um, see yourself in a different way, um, uh, and
Mhm.
maybe even wiser. Did I lose you, Rhonda?
Here I am. Hopefully I'm back.
Oh yeah, you're back. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought I was the one who
No.
who got lost.
Oh, the technology glitches.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
black, but I'm back.
So yeah, I think that we just have to learn to re-educate ourselves as to what really is the time that we obviously started out the right way. So why can't we go back there and see it for
Yeah,
what it is, as a place to help us be replenished,
right.
recompress, redo what we need to do to come back in the way that we need to be for ourselves. Maybe it
Yes,
might even help a lot of us in terms of our health, mentally,
absolutely.
physically, all of it. Because even as an ex bodybuilder, we are. I used to work out 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, and I used to sleep a lot, and I would
Mhm,
eat all day long, little nibble of little things, and I was as
mhm,
skinny as a rail.
mhm.
I didn't have
Yep.
to diet. I didn't have to do anything. It was just what it is, a natural pattern for me,
Mhm, mhm.
And now, when you don't do any of those things, your body changes. So you have to retrain yourself maybe to appreciate the
Yeah,
dark and all the
without
things that's in it.
question.
Yeah.
Without question. And I know part of our thing with darkness is, let's say, physiological. As creatures, we had to learn to adapt to the
Yeah.
environment, and that darkness can be a threat. You don't know what else
Right.
is out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So
You
I
don't
I
see properly.
get that, right? I understand that biology, but you are absolutely right. We are kind of trained or enculturated to understand or can think of darkness as frightening, you know,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
all manners. So we can take that in many different ways. But that notion of, as you were saying, this like taking ourselves to that place of peace, relaxation, letting go, cleansing, clearing, whatever, in preparation for the rebirth come that Yule season
Yeah.
that we're coming into right now. Yeah, that's what we really want to try to
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
advantage of in these weeks between Samhain and
Yeah.
Yule.
Yeah.
This is that
Yeah.
period. And I love that period.
And
I
actually,
love
you
that.
just said something about in between Samhain and Yule. And
Hmm.
I don't think we should let go of Samhain in that way. I think we should utilize
Right.
all of that with the ancestral worship, the honoring, all the
Absolutely.
different things that we take through all of that time.
You are
So
so
that would
right.
help you kind of recharge with where you came from, learn from them, garner that wisdom, utilize
Yes.
the dark as a place to replenish your wisdom and to come back with even more and better things for yourself. Because when we think about how when we go into the is it the Gregorian calendar of where the
Hmm.
new year begins in January, then
Hmm.
people start
Hmm.
with their whole New Year's resolutions. Pretty
Hmm.
much, isn't that what they're trying to do? Make sure that that rebirth happens, but we know it
Yes.
happens a little bit earlier around Yule.
Right. Right.
So it's just a matter of, I think, of people learning to recondition themselves
Yes.
as
Well
to,
said.
you know, yeah.
Well said.
So the next part that we wanted to kind of mention too is because I do consider this that time of letting go, conserving your energy, honoring rest, because
Hmm.
that's a part that I don't think people realize. I don't care what age you are. There's a reason why we let little kids go take a nap to replenish themselves, because
Yes.
the body requires rest. It is a requirement, but we are taught to not take on that rest. We're taught
Mhm.
to, the more you do and the more productive you are. Actually, it's not, because then that sense of your creativity, your
Yeah.
ideas, your thoughts, all of it kind of um, is not as productive because you're not giving yourself time to rest and recuperate that computer in your brain to be able to be creative and produce more.
Mhm.
And people
Agreed.
don't see it as that because, again, society has taught us that what is more important in terms of everything, the productivity that we have to be driven by and all of that in the world today. you
Mhm.
know so it, to me, in those dark months, I love candle magic, and I think that's a great thing to kind of bring in some
Yes.
candle magic with intention setting for the solstice and what
Yes.
you're going to come up with. And I think those are things that we need to sit back and kind of take journeys with different colors, maybe go through
Mhm.
the many colors that you want to do, whether it's for your money or for your love or for replenishing the earth, or different things that you want to do, but different types of candle magic that you kind of say, I'm going to light a candle of a different color each day and put out this particular magic each day,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
different one. I think that's kind of cool.
I
Yeah.
think that's fabulous.
Yeah. What
In
do you
fact,
think?
I absolutely agree with you with the notion of really taking this period where we are having these longer hours of darkness each day to remind ourselves that it is a period of rest, it is a period of recovery, it's a
Yeah.
period of replenishing. And as you said, we have to let go of and allow our brains to kind of slow down, quiet down, nap, if you will, so that we can get back to our creative period come the growing season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and we think about, well, in the northern hemisphere again, where the land is asleep. If we just think about the cycles of the world around us, the earth around us, things are at sleep. Animals are at rest, trees are at rest, plants are at rest, the land is at rest. And so we too might take a clue from that and also be at rest. But holiday season is a busy season. Here
Yeah.
we are celebrating and running around and doing all these things, and it's kind of counterintuitive. The
Right.
candle magic piece I absolutely love. In fact, I, along with many other folk, have been following a practice or tradition from Beth Owl's daughter, if you are familiar with her.
No, I
Um,
don't.
they have a newsletter that they put out every year, but she's been running a program for, I think it's 20 years or so, but it's a countdown to Yule. It's similar to what the Advent calendar is, but it's a countdown to Yule. And if whatever your
Mhm.
tradition and practice is open to everyone, if you count down to Christmas, great. But if you count down to Yule, so every Sunday, you have your candle lighting and your whatever ritual you do. But it's the candle, it's the
Yeah.
lighting, it's connecting with that spark in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love that, and including several different colors in like it's a circle that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
usually
Different
build out.
colors you use.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely fabulous. So I do like that work in this time of year in particular. Absolutely. So more about what to do in this time of year, the rest, the taking time for yourself for recovery, working with candles, working with now herbs and other resins. And some of the herbs and resins that, I mean, obviously we tend to work with certain things during certain times of the year, but right now we love working with those warming herbs like cinnamon, and we have the excuse me, myrrh is another one that we tend to work with. Of course, we love the evergreens, so pine and juniper,
Yeah.
things of that nature. So we're talking about the correspondences for those herbs, why we like to work with them, the warmth that comes from many of them, bringing that into your practice, whether you have, you know, I like to have a simmering bowl, and sometimes it's not on my stove. I have a little, what do you call it? A little container with a tea light underneath just to
Mhm.
warm it up with some of those, either the resins of myrrh or either that or the essential oils if you don't have the actual plant. Cinnamon bark, quite honestly, I like going to the markets and getting the big bags of cinnamon bark so I can throw
Yeah.
tons. It's hot and it's easy and I don't feel like I'm
Yeah.
wasting.
Yeah.
Um, all of that just to fill the air and myself with the energy of those
Yes.
properties.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about you? What do you like to
Yeah.
do?
I like the protective magic. And again, I'm gonna go back to that baby in the womb.
Mhm.
One of the reasons the baby love being in there because it's very protective shell that it's in.
Yeah.
That womb is very protective of it, so it loves being in there and it's cozy. It feels safe.
Yes.
The environment is safe. So depending, you can do charms of protection and blessings of protection on your body as well as in your home,
Mhm.
your car, because
Yes.
your car is like your home, similar. Because like I said, my car is my second
Oh,
home.
absolutely. Right
It
on.
has so many of my things in there,
Same
so
wards and
it's
protections go in my
yeah,
car.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
add wards for your home. You can add wards and charms for your if you're pregnant, or if you have a pet that's pregnant or whatever, do protective charms and blessings for them. um
Mhm.
all of those things are in the dark months, very
Yeah.
protective, because again, we've been taught that the darkness and the shadows holds fear, or
Mm,
things to fear in it.
mm.
The same, when you shed the light on it, you're like, oh, it's just empty space. But the minute
Yeah.
it gets dark, you see all these shadows and lurking
Yeah.
things that isn't there.
Right.
So it's a mindset, and it's amazing because as adults we fear all these things that isn't there, but
Right.
in the stomach, in that baby, they're like, this is so cool. I love being in this dark and all of
Right.
that. And they enjoy their time there because they're protected,
Yeah.
so it's kind of cool with that. But yeah, wardings and things like that would be great for the home during the solstice, or during this time, or in the darker months, or any of that.
Yeah.
Some even have There's some old folk customs, like the wassailing. We've seen about the
Mhm.
wassailing. People have the Yule logs.
Mhm.
They have straw ornaments, and they do their house blessings and things like that. So there's a lot that people have as traditions and things like that
Yes.
they do.
Yes.
Um, and it's kind of like a lot of people kind of, whether it's no matter what tradition or religion they're in, they kind of do a review of the
Yes.
whole year. So,
Yes.
like the review of 2025, what's good, bad, or
Oh my
indifferent?
God.
What you
Exactly.
what they wish
Exactly.
they never did or never crossed path with, or
And
people that
that's a
they met,
big thing.
and what they want to change for the new year. And they're always saying these new year things and resolutions and everything that most of the time, the very next day, they go right back.
Oop, whatever. Yeah. No, I'm with you with that notion of, you know, that year in review, basically.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
idea of what worked well and what did
yeah,
not work well.
yeah,
What do I need to bless and release and
yeah,
not
yeah.
carry
I
into
think
the
that's a
new year?
really good thing. Yeah,
That's a big deal for me. And I do, as a tarot reader, this is I go back to my January 1 because I do a calendar year
yeah.
ahead
I
spread.
remember you mentioning that. Yeah,
I do a birth year ahead spread. And for me, both of those are important to look at. And then I review, um, yeah, what has worked and what hasn't worked, and what were some of the lessons that have come
yeah,
out, or some of the clear messaging that has come out from the year. And I think this, I have a tradition, a practice that I've done for many, many, many moons now, which is I was a prolific journal keeper in my younger years. I'm much less so now, I admit to that. But I on the calendar year, not on my birthday, but on the calendar new year, I pull out my suitcases of journals and I
oh,
grab one at random just to see what was my story at whatever the year was that I was writing about,
yeah,
and just to reconnect and to try to connect the dots of where I was and where I am today. So whatever the practice is, when we're looking back over these last 12 months, between last Yule and this coming Yule, um, time to really say, what do I really want to carry forward? What am I birthing new, and what am I letting go of?
absolutely, absolutely, and you're absolutely right about that because um, it's also that whole time. You said that you're releasing all of that, right? Some, and like you mentioned, rest, and
Hmm.
and also there's spiritual fatigue, because no
Absolutely.
matter what we like to think, we love to say other religions have so many holidays and we barely have any, but we have
Yeah.
a ton
Hmm.
that when we're done at the each end of each month, we're exhausted from the
Yes.
many things that we've done
Yes.
throughout the month. So imagine at the end of the year when we finished, it's a lot that we've
Yeah.
done. And it can get, you don't want to get burnt out, and it can become very much that. Um,
Absolutely.
so rest is no matter what is going to become very important for a lot of people. And this is the time of year that you do that. You rest and you rebirth and you renew and replenish
Hmm.
yourself. Um, you know,
I do want to comment on that spiritual exhaustion. I don't want to call it exhaustion, but the spiritual fatigue you were mentioning. My
yeah.
nose is itching. I don't know if it's my allergies are acting up.
No, girl,
That's what's
allergies has
doing it.
been going crazy. Okay,
Oh my
crazy.
gosh. So the spiritual fatigue piece, important. I think it becomes, we sometimes get, I'll speak for myself. I sometimes get to a place of thinking there are all these things I must do.
Mm,
And then I have to, and we talk about this during, when we have guests on the show, this feeling of, oh, well, I'm not doing it right, or I should be doing this. And if I'm not, then it's not correct.
yeah,
We have all these things that we have allowed ourselves to believe, or what have you. One thing that I think is, this is a great time of year to really look at and review what has been your spiritual practice
yeah,
over the last 12 months from Yule to Yule, and ask yourself, do you want to shift? Do you want to modify? Are there things that you're looking to continue with doing every year, or are there things that you want to modify or curtail or adjust, make it simple? Those are some things that I think can help us also with that notion of spiritual fatigue, to not fall into a practice that becomes so much like work
Yeah.
that it no longer brings us joy or pleasure.
And actually, in addition to that, you just made me remind me of some things. I don't think people realize that a lot of us, for years before the pandemic, we did a lot of physical rituals and we were running back and forth, our
Yes.
cars back and forth. It was exhausting, and we just did it because that's what we did.
Yes.
When the pandemic occurred and we were all finding other ways of having ritual and going online and doing different things, we began to realize that this was like almost like a it's not that it's not work, because it's still work. You're still doing all the work, but you're just not
Yes.
physically going to a place, but you are actually preparing and doing the same work.
Yes.
um
Yes.
and but it's less physical output.
Yes.
You're not
Hmm.
It's not as exhausting on the body as it was, because at some point you're going to start to slow down
Yes. Yes.
physically,
True.
and you're not
True.
wanting to, and I understand people love meeting in person and all of that.
Yeah.
uh, I don't know about New Jersey, but in New York, the places that used to cost a certain amount is no longer inexpensive. They all went up in
Mm.
prices.
Wow.
Everything has gone up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if
I
prices
heard
have
that.
gone up, and your expectations of people are not enough there to cover your cost, then you're in having your car, you're spending gas, you all the different things to meet in person, and then you turn around and you're exhausted on top of that, because
Yes.
it does put an exhaustion on you. And to me, we're still doing the spiritual part, but it's less taxing on the body,
Agreed.
physically, so you're able to do it. And we do both the full and the new moon and the sabbats, and it's a lot more than people realize,
Yeah.
to expend your energies to put together all these things. And people, and I think in a way we make everything seem so easy,
Mm.
that
Mm.
everyone thinks, oh, it's nothing for you to just come and just produce these things. It is
Yeah.
not nothing.
Oh,
It's a
no.
lot of
There's
work.
work.
It's a lot of thought into everything, and the timing and what time of year and what it is, and the moon and the astrological signing, everything.
Mhm.
It's a lot
Agreed.
of thought and pattern going into it, and we make everything appear so easy or seem so seamless that people take it for granted. It's a lot of
Agreed.
work, and I'm all like, you know what? Go on with your bad selves. You guys can go on and do all the physical stuff,
Right.
because I don't have it in me as much anymore, because I'm already doing like Witches Fest once a year, which people don't realize costs taxes us in
Yeah.
all throughout the year as we prepare for it.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yes. Yeah.
People will love to say you should have Witches Fest more often. I'm like, no, no, it's tiring. It's tiring,
Oh, it's
and
yeah.
it's just doing this, mostly us, just the two of us, and loving to have all the extra help and stuff like that. But throughout the year, it's us, and it's a lot of work,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so people have to understand that,
It, it's a
and
passion.
they either have to step up and do it themselves, and then sit back
You
and
know,
go, how does it feel after a while? Because it does tax on the body a lot. It does.
yeah, it does. It does. Um, but it is a work of passion. It's something
Yeah,
that you
it
love to
is. I
do.
have to admit that's the
Um,
reason we do it in the first place, because it's
right.
it's a thankless job, basically.
Yeah, but it's appreciated. I just want to comment, Rob. Thank you for being in the chat, and
Hi, Rob.
Rob says thank you. Love all this perspective, knowledge, and wisdom. Ashe. Oh yeah, Ashe. Oh. Thank you for that. We have some other things, and I know there are just a couple other points that you wanted to make, but I wanted to go to the goal setting and the New Year's resolutions idea, magical
Yeah.
goal setting and the New Year's resolutions. And you already commented that, yeah, sometimes with the calendar year, the January one, everybody's got their resolutions. And I love the idea of just saying, let's just get to, as you say, that magical goal setting. You know, I one of the things that I have really tried to stress for myself and that I really invite others to think about is how much grace do they give themselves meaning, we are very hard on ourselves typically. We are quick to
Yeah.
judge ourselves and quick to look at what we are failing, quote unquote, to do or accomplish or whatever. Here, here's somebody who I have worked hard for years to manage a body weight and get to a certain size and all of these things throughout my life, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And sometimes there was this aggressive, combative attitude that I took
Oh
with
wow.
my own body,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is like ridiculous when you think about it. So, grace, when it comes to what your magical goals are for the year or your New Year's resolutions are, or however you choose to term them or not, allow yourself the grace to say, I'm human. So I'm going to have days where my best is this and days where my best is this. So I'm
Yeah.
going to do what I can and show myself a little grace in the process.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's actually pretty wise, because to give yourself grace to just, and I was telling people at the New Moon Ritual tonight, people have a hard time. Like, there's a lot of goddesses that are um, in tune with this moon. Um,
Hmm.
uh, Venus, um, Juno, and they all are dealing with love and relationships. And one of
Hmm.
the biggest love relations that people have a hard time with is with themselves.
Well said.
Learning to love themselves as they are.
Hmm.
Um, People have a lot, they have better relationships with other people than themselves, which is kind of sad.
True.
Um, because we judge ourselves so much, um, that we don't see how much we are pitting on ourselves, or taxing ourselves or judging ourselves more than anybody else could.
Truth.
And I think we have to reach a stage where literally we basically say part of that judging ourselves is based off of people's opinions of us,
Hmm. Hmm.
which I think we have to learn how to say
Right.
the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I and give zero fucks about it to anybody with it. Like that meme I put out every now and then. In yonder fields, life zero fucks, and who gives a shit?
That's
Kind of
it.
a thing,
That's right.
And you have to kind of sit there and go, I cannot live to please everybody, because we are not going to ever be able to please everybody.
That's it.
There's
It's
always,
that's
you can do so much, but there's always going to be complaints. We put on Witch's
exactly.
Fest every year, and we know it costs us so much physically, mentally, everything to do, and yet people are always going to have some sort of a complaint.
Of
So we
course.
we
Yeah.
know physically in this world we cannot please everyone. So at some point you kind of just say, "Fuck it, I'm done."
You do
You
your
know, I will
best and
do me and get it done, whether you like it or don't like it. Fuck it.
that's it. It's
Sorry.
okay.
You know,
There's
and sorry, not sorry, and live your life, because that's the only way you're gonna start. Because if not, you're gonna keep hurting you physically, mentally, and everything else.
right.
And it's the reason why there's so many people that have anxieties, depression, and all the other things that occurs. And that's us. We put that on ourselves,
Yeah, yeah. We
and we
have to
have
learn
that,
to
because by allowing other people to put it on us, we are putting it on ourselves, and we have to stop.
yeah. And
So
this
I
is a
think we have
great
to,
time of year to embrace, as we were
yeah,
saying,
yeah, exactly.
take that
Yeah,
time to bless and release stuff, including those limiting beliefs
yeah,
about, the criticizing of self. I mean, that tarot card, the Lover's card, it's about loving self. The most important relationship you have is with yourself. That
yeah,
sounds selfish, but it is not.
yeah.
So that this is a good time to sit back and, love on yourself. You know what I mean?
The
Awesome. So,
One of the things that we have to also think of with this time of year is that thing that you mentioned about magical goal setting and stuff like that. I
yeah.
think part of the magical goal setting, try to do things where you're doing intentions that
Mhm.
kind of create a root in cycles that's better for you, rather than pressuring yourself into certain things.
Yes.
And think of ways to let go of things that does not serve you. It didn't serve you in the past. Having it come back into your life over and over is not going to continue to serve you.
Correct.
Those people that have been toxic and there in your life that's not serving you, it's just making it worse. Sorry, not sorry. Bye.
Right.
Well, bye.
Exactly.
Or
Go.
whatever it is.
Time
Let
to
go
move
of
on.
things that does not serve you in this world
Yeah.
because it's not doing anything for you mentally, physically, any of those things. And I think we need to do some of that. And this is the time to let go of those things.
Yes.
And you need to do that because just like how we do like the spring cleaning or the Yule cleaning, to declutter stuff and bring in other stuff that's better for us. We
Hmm.
need to do that with our lives so that we can say, do a nice cleansing ritual. Tonight was a good, I put it out on my profile page, a whole cleansing ritual to do.
Hmm.
Um, and having people do that for themselves and utilize the Sagittarius new moon to do that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Um, and then do an intention water glass, fill the glass with nice water and put your intentions of what is it that you want, what magical intentions do you want for yourself, say
Hmm.
it in there. And it could be magical, could be healing,
Sure.
making sure you have great health for the new year or
Yes.
things like that, and speak those intentions into the glass of water and then drink it and have it permeate throughout your
Mm,
body, just cursing through your body, with all those and beautiful intentions that you put in for you. And you can even,
beautiful.
if as part of the cleansing ritual, I put, um, I think I said to people, there's a part where you do the cleansing and you shake your body. I'm
Hmm.
telling people, put on some music and like Shakira, Shakira, and get
Yeah.
dancing and
And
take that all off.
that's
And the
right.
body do the releasing of it so you can bring all the nice stuff in,
That's
those
it.
nice intentions. All
Right
right.
on.
Have a glass of
Right
wine
on.
or margarita and, just be for you.
I love that. And I love the fact that, when you said earlier about what intentions you're having to root so that the cycle can begin to really flourish and grow as this new season starts. And that's part of the work of this part of the year between Samhain and Yule. Is this
Yeah.
is the time where we do let those little bits of whatever we've been hanging on to truly just ease away. We just we let them return to this. We bless and release it, let it go. We don't need it. Let it return to the earth.
Yeah.
Let it
We don't
feed
need it.
something else, not whatever it is.
All
Um,
right.
that's going on in your world. So
So, in summary, release, let go, and bringing the good stuff for you for the new
that's
year. All
right.
right. Some magical goal settings.
Magical goal settings. Now,
All
of course,
right. So,
it is the new moon, so we got to talk the stars.
yeah. All right. So, the continuation tonight, we pick up with Leo, December
Mm,
horoscope for that sign. Beginning with Leo, romance gets an upgrade thanks to your ruling planet. The sun sitting pretty in your true love zone alongside Venus and Mars. If you're in a relationship, you could grow closer. Looking
mm.
for love? Keep the mistletoe handy. Just a thought. A social event around the fourth full moon added merriment to your month, and the calendar remained active when Mercury flew into adventure loving Sagittarius on the 11th. You wrangled end of the year work duties when Mars darted through into your sixth house on the 15th, and you organize your task list and stay focused. You'll be free and clear when the holidays arrive. On the new moon tonight is fantastic for popping the question or meeting a new love interest. If you
Mm.
want to conceive a child, this is an ideal day to start or night. Bring out the Kama Sutra.
Yeah, right
Do
on.
not party too hard on the 20th. The sun is locked in a challenging aspect with Neptune then. You could wake up with the mother of all hangovers if you overdo it that night. Your career ends on a positive note when the Sun and Venus joined Mars in the week of the 21st. And recognition, a raise, or office parties will keep you feeling merry all the way into 2026.
That's fabulous. All
Yeah.
right, heading into Virgo. So for you Virgos, your home is the place to be this holiday. The Sun Mars in your domestic sector add a busy, fun energy to your nest. Visitors, tree trimming, and multiple errands keep you happily on the go. A career breakthrough arrived with the full moon back on the 4th, and that could have been the end of a problem or long overdue recognition. Drama with friends, though, is possible when your ruler Mercury opposes Uranus. So watch that a simple misunderstanding doesn't burn bridges. When Mercury went into Sagittarius on the 11th, it meant unexpected company. Maybe you were dealing with some of that, but so maybe there were some last minute dinners or cocktails that you had to arrange. Romantic passion heated up when Mars zoomed into your true love zone on the 15th. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, the weather is cold and it did get cold again here, but this transit keeps the flame burning bright. A loved one has an announcement around the 19th, new moon. So, today, if there was something going on, keep your ears up. This could be an exciting new beginning. It's also a wonderful moon to get your nest ready for festivities. If you're hosting the celebrations, take care of those details now. The week of the 21st puts the Sun and Venus in Capricorn, the perfect planetary duo for love, family, and fun. And that brings an ideal end to the year.
All right. So, Libra, December may find you busier than ever. An active third house means many short trips and quick errands. If you have last minute holiday shopping, it could occupy much of the first 3 weeks of this month. However, a winter vacation was called on the full moon on the 4th. So I don't know if you went there or not, but hey, so my winter vacation is a staycation in my bed. Find the time to squeeze in a getaway if you can. Not possible? Hey, when Mercury went into Sagittarius on the 11th, it made quick road trips a total possibility, which I did. Didn't
Right on.
enjoy it too much, but I did. Of course, it may also be a necessity depending on your Christmas plans. Once Mars entered your domestic sector on the 15th, the action switched to your home. Between decorating, cooking, and wrangling the family, you'll have your hands full. The new moon on the 19th tonight is excellent for sending out invites. The week of the 21st brings the Sun and Venus into your 4th house, a dynamic planetary combo for merry gatherings in your domicile. However, the Venus Neptune square on Christmas Eve could find you playing referee with relatives. So set some boundaries, pour the nog, and relax.
And relax. Yes. All right, Scorpios. This is for us. The year is coming to a close and you're ready to tie up loose financial ends. The stars in your money zone at the start of December put a red hot spotlight on your situation. You can trim the fat, raise more capital, or attract more opportunities. The full moon on the 4th was perfect for updating your budget. Their ideas turned profitable when Mercury danced into fiery Sagittarius on the 11th. This transit activates your manifestation skills. Whatever you dream up, pay off handsomely. Travel began to take up more of your time when Mars switched signs on the 15th. Truth. Expect plenty of quick trips as the holiday season commences. Yep. And a raise, promotion, or bonus is possible around tonight's new moon or today's new moon. Ha! Just in time for last minute shopping. The Sun and Venus sail into Capricorn the week of the 21st, upping your chances for road trips over the river and through the woods in a one horse open sleigh. Tally ho!
All right, Sagittarius. December puts you in the limelight with the Sun, Venus, and Mars in your sign. You won't disappoint. A relationship reached an important juncture with the 4th full moon, and this could be a defining make it or break it moment. When Mercury headed into your sign on the 11th, you were better able to advocate for your needs. If you can hold off until then, you'll be more likely to make the right decisions based on what you did. Your ambition for cash accelerated when Mars bounced into Capricorn on the 15th. While your hustle pays off, your impulsive side could find you blowing it as fast as you earned it in and out. It's best to create a budget if you want to remain secure. The new moon on the 19th tonight is an ideal time to refresh your look with new clothes or a makeover. Even a quick trim could make a difference. The Sun and Venus join forces in your money zone the week of the 21st, raising the possibility of a windfall.
Mm.
It could be due to your hard work, or Santa might be in a generous mood.
Right on. All right, Capricorns. You'll be a force to be reckoned with behind the scenes. A jumble of planets in the private sector of your chart makes you quietly effective. If anything needs to get done, you can do it without fanfare. That full moon on the 4th was your best day to tie up end of the year work tasks. So take care. Take care of whatever you I hope you were taking care of whatever you needed to take care of. And you were absolutely in a best state to cruise through toward a relaxing holiday. Secrets are revealed when Mercury moved into Sagittarius on the 11th. Everyone wants to spill their business to you. Your energy increased tenfold when Mars settled in your sign for a few weeks beginning on the 15th. Suddenly, you're on the go with plenty of pep in your step, perfect as the end of the year looms large. The new moon today on the 19th is fabulous for a me day at the spa. You've worked hard. You should treat yourself to a bit of pampering. On the 21st, the sun shimmies into your sign, followed by Venus on the 24th. It's your season, Capricorn. The following 4 weeks are your official glow up, so expect plenty of attention and shine bright.
All right. Aquarius, the first 3 weeks of the month found you in social butterfly mode due to the Sun, Venus, and Mars in the friendship sector of your chart. Drinks after work, holiday gatherings, and spontaneous nights on the town will add fun to your December. The full moon on the 4th was perfect for a romantic dinner with your sweetheart. Had you booking tables and dinner time out to let the sparks fly. The party hardy continued to hum along when Mercury slid into Sagittarius on the 11th. Once Mars entered your privacy zone on the 15th, it had you seeking balance. After so much coming and going, quiet activities will be more satisfying. Even so, there may be a reason to say yes to an invitation on the 19th new moon, so you still have some time. This could be one
Mhm.
of the best nights for a party, so do not sit at home if you're on the list. I am staying home and I'm enjoying my bed. That's my party time. I don't care what anybody says. That's my party time. Okay. As the month winds down, you're ready for low key celebrations with your family or alone. I like being alone. I don't mind at all. The
Mhm.
Sun and Venus will join Mars right before Christmas, amplifying your need for less space time with your crew. So keep it mellow and you'll be ready to slay 2026.
Right on. Now, finally, Pisces. December is a pivotal month for your career. Your reputation zone is lit, a cosmic guarantee of sweet rewards after a hard-working year. Accolades are yours for the taking, so be proud of your achievements. Around the fourth full moon, you were completing home decorating projects, and it had you stringing up the lights, hanging the mistletoe, and putting the wreath on the front door. After months of retrograde action, your ruling planet Neptune finally stationed direct on the 10th. Finally, your creativity and intuition kicked up a million notches. It's easier to connect with your muses and your sixth sense going forward. All right. Mercury gave your words power on the 11th and had you negotiating a promotion or a corner office then. You're in a good position to wrangle a better position. So don't hesitate to throw your hat in the ring. Your golden moment arrives today with this new moon on the 19th. If the career door opens, snatch it. Holiday celebrations begin in earnest around the sun when the sun leaps into Capricorn on the 21st, followed by Venus a few days later. So play host for your friends or attend out of town festivities with your relatives. Whatever you choose will be a sweet end to a successful month.
All right.
Fabulous. So that's all for 2025. I can't believe it.
Yay!
Amazing. Now we have to pull a card though.
All right, Rhonda.
Woohoo! What are we
So what are
gonna
you
pull?
pulling a card for tonight?
We're gonna pull a card. We're talking about, really connecting with the dark, and I'm not just talking about our shadow, but I just want to talk about how we can, what gifts can we gift ourselves? Let's pull a card to understand what gift do we need to give ourselves in this period.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow. So again, yes, I'm working with the Witch's Tarot. Yes, I'm working with this
Yeah,
deck
me too.
again. And I pulled the 10 of Cups. The 10
All
of
right.
Cups.
I love that card. I
Yes,
love that
it's
deck. I love the
a
deck.
yes. So this is a card, we sometimes call this the happy family card. It's a little saying. But the idea is the gift I need to give myself is just acknowledging and being, I'm just gonna use the word gratitude and grateful. Being grateful for those around me. I had a dream last night about and the dreams in this period have been a little off the charts for me. And I had a dream, a friend of mine who I haven't seen physically in 8 like years visited me in my dream, and he hugged me and he gave me a kiss and he said, "This is from all the people who love you." And
Oh, that's
I
so
thought
nice.
it was so sweet, and I was like, "Okay, that kind of reminds me of this energy." It's just embracing the love of those around me and really being grateful for all those who I call friend and family. That's you too, Star. I'm just saying. Love you
Thank
too,
you. You too,
sister.
sweetie.
Love
You
you,
too.
sister.
You too.
So that's it. Just grateful.
Okay. All right. I was at ritual tonight and we were pulling a past, present, and future, and this was my present, and for some reason it got pulled again. Uh,
What?
so I was like, huh? Okay. It's the Seven of Pentacles. And like I said, with this
Wow.
card,
Let me pull
um,
it back a little bit. There we go. There we go.
you see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
This card, he is, when I read it earlier, he was in my present. And
Mhm.
to me, he's very self satisfied. He's getting his ducks in a row for the land, and he's satisfied. He knows that he has certain things and assets that he can put around him to achieve his goals financially.
Yes.
And this is just, it's so correct.
You can't make it up. See, you pulled that card twice today.
And yes,
That is that's not a mistake.
exactly. So I'm like,
That is fabulous. That's the
yeah,
gift you
yeah.
need to give
It's all
yourself.
good. It's all good.
That is
Anyways,
fabulous.
going on. We will. This is our last show for for 2025. We will see you guys in the new year.
Yes.
We are now setting up the schedule, so we have a lot of new people that will be bringing on as guests and
Yes.
panels again that we're going to be doing.
Yes, and our
So we
panels
will.
are
I
back.
know, right? So
Yeah.
we'll see you guys in the new year with that. And we want to thank everyone really for all year long being with us. For in the chat, Rob, thank you, and blessings
Yes.
for the new year and the solstice and everything else and the new
Yes.
moon.
Mhm.
And everyone else that's here in the chat now or with in the playback. I want to thank you all so much for being with us.
Yes.
It is truly appreciated and gratefully we want to thank you guys.
And thank
So
you for your support. Thank
yes,
you for being here on this journey with us and cackling along with us
we
and pulling
hope you
cards
guys
with
enjoy
us.
it.
Yes, we
So
do.
please, Rhonda.
Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. We would really appreciate that too. Thank you all again for a fabulous 2025.
Yes. See you in 2026.
See you next
Bye.
year. Have a wonderful